Fight Freaks, it's me, the Iron Man Tyson Johnson, here with another Meet the Fighter episode. Today, we are here with two-time Gladiator Challenge winner, KD Washington. KD, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good, great to see you, buddy. So tell us a little bit about your first fight when you went out there. I mean, were you afraid, nervous? What was it like?
My first fight was interesting because, like, I asked around, and I was like, how do people feel, A lot of people said they had butterflies until the cage closed. They were always like emotional about it. Some people I've seen around there, they jump around, hype themselves up, scream and yell. But for me, it was like, I wasn't thinking about the fight because I was more so having weight problems and trying to drop the weight to make the fight happen and everything like that. It was just, that was in my mind. I had a little bit of self-doubt.
Yeah.
So when it finally came down to the fight, it was kind of exciting because I'm like, I did it. I made it here. I weighed in. I made weight. So by the time the fight came and I walked into the cage, I'm like, all right, now we can do this. So it was exciting for me. I wasn't really nervous. I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
I just was so heavily concerned with my weight.
Gotcha. So did you correct that weight problem?
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. It was a process, but then it takes a lot of learning.
Yeah. Well, there's a science to it, obviously, and the longer you're in the game, you'll learn different ways to do it, and not every way works with everybody. You find a specific way that works right for you and your body, so you can stay healthy at the same time. I understand the second time in your second fight, obviously your weight cut was much easier, much better. Not a problem. You definitely looked better. You weren't a fatty McFat, and a few days before the fight. So again, you just have to find the proper way to work with your body, to where you can stay healthy, stay strong, stay fast, and not be worried so much about weight, rather than the opponent that's about ready to punch you in the face on the other side. So that's good. So the experience of getting into that first time, and you fought, and it was over in the first round. It was over pretty quick, and it was slightly controversial. What happened?
So we were on the cage for quite a while. No real interaction. Nobody really moving the other. It was a game plan I thought would work in my favor with my back against the cage. Luckily, that's something I've seen in his previous fights. So, I kind of implemented that in my training. So with my back on the cage, I was just throwing knee strike over and over, and my opponent was taking them essentially. So the ref, figured he thought it was time that we split, considering how much time was spent on just the cage. So he broke us up, and he shoots in for a takedown. And so, I move around, sidestep it, and get the welling on him, just hitting him, and they caught the fight. But a lot of people feel that there shouldn't have been a split. Maybe they thought he would take me down. Maybe something was going to come from him. But like I've said before, you check the previous fights, that's essentially how he fights.
So you studied a little bit of film on your fighter, saw what he was doing, what he wasn't doing, and try to take advantage of some of those opportunities?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now that ended in the first round. Obviously, again, it was slightly controversial according to their team. We're always willing and happy to get a win, of course, so I'm sure you were fine. But immediately they wanted a rematch. So that was set up for exactly 2 months later. You guys got a rematch. What happened with that?
Well, the rematch happened, it was a whole lot of stuff going on. Like you said, controversial. Mm-hmm. There was a whole lot of not necessarily arguing, but a lot of chatter in the background.
Kind of like a dispute on who.
Yeah, there we go.
Was it controversial? Was it a good stop? Was it not?
Yeah. So like I said, many people on their side felt I needed the ref to make that split because I guess he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So they thought that had that ref not came in between us, then maybe something different would have happened. So they were like, well, if I can win without the refs, then just accept the rematch. So I accepted the rematch. We went back in and we got it done again.
Cool. Now this fight obviously was a little bit different. You guys got a lot more activity this time in this fight. It actually went to the beginning of the second round.
Yes.
And this time you won by TKO strikes. Doesn't seem like there was a problem this time with the stoppage. I think they were okay with it. Shout out to Houdini Grips, and thank you guys for being such good opponents. We appreciate that. Great team over there, great bunch of people. And
Yeah, they're really great people. They are really amazing. I mean, like I said, the dispute was a dispute.
Yeah.
And that was just emotional slaying.
Sure.
I still think they're pretty good people.
Yeah. I don't think the dispute was against you anyway. You had no control. You were doing what you were supposed to do. It was a situation with the referee, whether he should have stopped it or not. I mean, that's on the referee, not on you. But you did what you had to do, and then you came back, you trained hard, and you went out there and you did it again. Now, I noticed in the second fight, he had you a little bit in a grasp and in his guard. The whole takedown situation happened. It seemed like you threw him down when we expected him to take you down. And then you kind of sat in his guard a little bit. Any fear of getting submitted down there?
I didn't really have any fear of it. It was my second fight, so I wanted to get a feel of it.
Sure.
I wanted to get a feel, that's just something that happens. We didn't go to the ground in the first fight. So that just comes with experience, just learning.
So you were comfortable?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good. A lot of times people, if they're not familiar with an area, like standing up or on the ground, they start to panic. And, oh my gosh, what do I do?
Well, we train on that. We work on that. Obviously, that it could have been a no-no. It could have been real south really fast. Luckily, it didn't. But
absolutely. I asked you already where you go from here. What are you up to now to improve yourself?
Just keep working on just improving my wrestling, improving my striking, improving all around to keep getting that, just another opportunity times. I got to be ready at always.
Like you said, there are a lot of other opportunities out there with other organizations. Is there any specific organization that you're looking to work with or get out there and fight?
Nothing too specific.
Okay.
None of it just concerned.
Whoever, wherever, whatever.
However it got to happen.
Cool, that's how it works. So KD, I understand that in your first fight, you had a problem with the fans. What happened? Tell me about that.
Man, it was crazy. It was like heavy boos out of nowhere. It was like a whole section just boo, boo. And then you just get that feeling like, man, I hope they don't throw like tomatoes at me or nothing, So I was kind of nervous in that sense. And I'm like, man.
These days, it's not tomatoes, they throw in cell phones. I guess one of the rappers or whatever, people are starting to throw cell phones at them, Drake or someone like that.
Oh.
So, luckily they don't throw anything at you.
I hope not.
Maybe some bras or panties, that's fine. But
I'd catch you like
that. So, you got booed in your first fight, but the second fight, what happened?
The second fight, the crowd just changed, I don't know if it was the same people or not. I wasn't able to just pick anybody out specifically, but it went from boos to cheers, and I had a lot more interactions as soon as I left out the cage. Maybe it was the belt, maybe it was my looks, my fighting, I'm not too sure, but a lot more interaction. People were like, hey man, that was nice, or you look good, you look so much better than you did the first fight.
Sweet.
In 2 months it was different, and so it was definitely a different feel.
How did that make you feel?
It's kind of empowering, but the boos were empowering too, because
kind of motivating.
Yeah, because it's like you're not stopping it. They're just gonna keep doing what they do. So it's like, in the same sense, that's gonna build me. Oh, you want to boo me? Okay, I did something right then.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, that's excellent. It's always nice to get those cheers, but sometimes, like you said, the boos help motivate you. So anything to help build you up and make you better, that's what counts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fantastic. Well, we'll look forward to your next fight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Iron Man Tyson Johnson with Meet the Fighter. We have KD Washington right here, and we'll see you next time on Meet the Fighter.